going to Playa Card. We're gonna explore a little bit around Playa del Carmen. It's kind of a resort area on the southern side of the city, so we're gonna see what's up there. Maybe there's some ruins, some cool beaches. We're gonna see, no idea yet, but it's gonna be a pretty cool place to film a quick video on the topic of intermittent fasting. So I'm pretty excited to bring you guys. We're gonna talk a bit about the psychological benefits of intermittent fasting and specifically why it works. That's something that we don't often talk about. You know, we know that it does work for a lot of people, but not a lot of people know why. So that's something that we're gonna explore today in today's video, and you guys will get to see some cool stuff going around Playa del Carmen. So it's not possible to document the ruins here. This fine gentleman here are Hey guys, it's Amaria here coming at you from a jungle here in Mexico, right next to Playa del Carmen. Perfect place to make a video. Very, very calm, great place, very, very sunny day, perfect weather. And I want to talk to you guys a bit about intermittent fasting. And one topic that really fascinates me when it comes to intermittent fasting is why some people, and a vast majority of people that try out intermittent fasting, have such a great time with it and have no problem sticking with a calorie deficit. And I gave this a lot of thought, and I was thinking about what is the psychological benefit of intermittent fasting, in a way how it correlates to our willpower levels throughout the day. And in this video I'm going to mainly focus on psychology. Of course, there's a lot of different physiological stuff going on around here. That's going to be a topic for future videos. And in this video here, I'm also going to focus on the 16-8 type of intermittent fasting. So you fast for 16 hours and then you have 8 hours to eat your food. Typically the way this is done is that people would skip breakfast and then they would have 2 to 3, maybe even in some cases 4 meals throughout the day. And if we look at willpower, if you look at how our willpower is really organized, it's kind of like a battery, right? There's a finite amount of willpower throughout the day. And when we look at how it's distributed throughout the day, we can see that the majority of willpower, I mean, the willpower is the highest earlier in the day. So earlier parts of the day, we have the highest willpower. And the more we go toward the later part of the day, where we get to make a lot of decisions throughout the day, we get a lot of fatigue, we get tired, we do all these great things, and our willpower declines. And we can see this from research. I mean, looking at the parole judges and the study that they did, and when the judges had to make decisions in the morning, they would actually give a lot of attention to each case and they would make good decisions. You know, they would kind of be able to weigh the pros and cons, they would be able to look at all the data, and they would make a rational decision. But as the day progressed, as they made more and more decisions, something called decision fatigue kicked in. Willpower was low, so now they had to say no to everybody because now they didn't have enough willpower to actually dedicate to make a good decision. So the more the day progresses, the more our willpower declines. So how does this correlate to intermittent fasting? Well, if you think about it, in the morning, we don't have a hard time skipping breakfast. For the most part, a lot of us aren't hungry and we aren't craving Big Macs as soon as we wake up. But later in the day, in the evening, later parts of the day, a couple hours before we go to bed, we have all kinds of cravings. You know, a lot of people, when we talk to them, I mean, they would say, I mean, those last couple of hours, those are the hardest hours of the day because now you're craving those high-fat, high-sugar foods. It's really difficult to avoid all the snacks and all the things that are happening. So that's what's the beauty about intermittent fasting, because you're leaving those calories to be used exactly at that point where the willpower is the lowest. So the calories now will replenish your willpower the most and also make you feel less hungry because now you had a big meal. So that's kind of a big idea of how you distribute your calories throughout the day and make that correlate with willpower as well, to have that and to just give that a little bit of consideration, because sticking to a calorie deficit is not easy. Generally, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're gonna find yourself more fatigued. You're gonna find yourself have less willpower. You know, everything gets a little bit harder mentally, and there's more anxiety, there's more stress, and all these things that are working against you. So it's a really good idea to kind of distribute the meals a little bit with correlation to willpower, just to make sure that you can actually stick to that diet. And that's why, at least my hypothesis right now on willpower and intermittent fasting, is why IF works so well, is because you get that big meal later in the day, and that big meal can help you stick to the diet because you're less hungry, you have less cravings, and in general, you can kind of be more social, because usually those social things happen later in the day. They're not early in the day or as soon as you wake up. So that's kind of the big idea that I wanted to share with you guys in this video. Let me know in the comments below how this resonates with you. Have you had the experience where you've kind of analyzed your willpower and you saw how it just keeps declining as you move throughout the day, which is something that I've noticed in myself. So my most productive hours are the ones as soon as I wake up. So hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and make sure you hit that subscribe button below to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'm checking out this really cool golf course here in Playa del Carmen. I'm not really much of a golf player myself, but it looks pretty damn impressive.